Hey guys, I'm back on the silent stroke head kit for the tutorial of Mean Beans, which is the second piece in grade 3 group A of the brand new Trinity syllabus, drum kit syllabus 2020 to 2023, and this is by Chris Burgess, and Mr. Burgess has got a down and dirty shuffle, his words, but I don't disagree. It's a nice piece. I like it. It starts off with kind of a sparse pattern with a kick and a hi-hat opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a nice little cheeky open hat on the and. So it's 1, 2, quiet on 3, 4, and close on the 1. So it rings out over the bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 3, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, repeat. 1, 2. Sorry, I think that could be the bar 9 and 10 that I just played. So then that repeats 1 and 2, repeats again on 3 and 4, repeats on 5 and 6, repeats on 7 and 8, repeats on 9 and 10, and then 11 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and a nice little gradual build up on the triplets there on the snare. Okay, so here is the opening 3 lines of this piece. 1, 2, ready, go. Bar 5. Bar 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay, so those triplets that are on bar 12, you can count those whatever way you've learned to count triplets. But if you haven't learned to count triplets, triplets are a grouping of 3 notes where you would have had 2. So where quavers will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and triplet quavers will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so basically you're squeezing a third note in there, and you have them all even. You're not playing 2 fast notes and 1 slow note. They're all exactly the same. So the way I learned triplets the first time around was I was told to say the word evenly, because it's a 3-syllable word for 3 notes, and you can say it in an even pattern. So it's not evenly, evenly. It's evenly, 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 evenly. Now, that's great, and it makes it all make sense. But the problem with evenly is it doesn't tell you whether you're on 1, 2, 3, or 4. So if you say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it tells you what beat you're on, and it makes it more valuable in the long term. So that is section A. Moving on to section B, which starts on bar 13. Bass and crash. 1, straight onto the right with a hi-hat pedal as well on the 2. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, that bass drum on the and of 4, that's got that shuffle feel in as well. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll notice that the bass drum is tied across the bar line, but the right isn't. So you do play that right on the 1, but you don't play the corresponding bass drum underneath it. It's tied into the bass drum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, and 4. And. Okay, so watch out for that shuffle. It's there. You got to be able to play it with the shuffle as opposed to straight, because straight is just going to feel like awkward in this piece. Now we're on to 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4. Now on to 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, Okay, so that crash hits on the of 4, and then tied into the 1, so there's no hi-hat, or there's no crash, or there's no bass drum on the 1, it just rings out. Then you're back for the 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that section from 13 down to 24, let's hear it. 1, 2, ready, go. Up, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up. 21. 1, 2, Wonderful. So we got the whole first page done. Do those sections sectionally. What I mean by that is practice section A until you're good at it, and then move on to section B. Don't try and do this whole piece in one go. So now we're on to section C, the first bar on the next page, and it starts with a crash and a bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's tied into the 3 and 4, and then you have a rest for 1 and 2, and then a snare on the 3 and 4. Okay, so it goes 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill, 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 fill. 1, 2, 3. So when I was saying a bunch of fills there, I did a kind of a triplet fill there, but this is something that you're going to make up. My advice on fills is, if you're really, really uncomfortable writing a fill or coming up with a fill is something that you make up that's supposed to fit the piece. So it can't be just that one fill that you know, because it has to sound like it belongs in the piece. So if you're really paralyzed by that and it's just like, oh, there's too many options, I just don't know what to do, the best thing you can do is look at the piece and take inspiration from it. And one thing you can take inspiration from is like a perfect four beat fill that you have on bar 12, which is triplet quavers. Okay, so you can do that fill 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. It's the same sticking, but moved around onto different voices. It's taking inspiration from the piece, but not directly copying the piece. You know, if you don't want to do all triplets, you can go 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and a, the exact same as you had on bar 24. You know, you can go 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and a. That's a 4 beat fill. It's using the same rhythm you had on 24, but it's not copying. Okay, so that's that line, 25 to 28. Let's try that. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just played 29 to 32 there, which is very, very similar to the 25 to 28. The difference is you have a different fill that they want you to do on the last bar there. So come up with another fill. You can do the same thing that we did before, which is take a rhythm that you've seen before in the piece and apply it to different places, and that will work perfectly. So on to 33, you got 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is snare drum and floor tom together. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then the same on 34. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then snare drum and hi-hat accented. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have a triplet fill. 1 and okay, the sticking is marking this right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left. Double paradiddles, I caught you. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so go back and watch the playthrough that I'm going to do, and you'll see that I've already recorded it and I didn't cop that sticking pattern. Oops! Okay, but there it is. It's double paradiddles. A double paradiddle is right, left, right, right. So there's your doubles, and then your para. So your paradiddle, and then the opposite of that, left, right, left, right, left, left. 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. I didn't even cop that. That gives us a DSL coda. DSL coda is short for the sign, which is go back to sign, which happens to be in bar 13, al coda, and play on to coda, which happens to be in bar 22. So you're going to input that section, 13 to 22, which is the B section. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 21, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we got to coda, it pushes us all the way across to the last line, which is coda 37. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So you got to keep counting on that last crash. It's tied into a 4 beat note, and then you got to flam on the snare on the 1. So you got to keep counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, I hope that made sense. And I hope these tutorials are going to be useful for you guys. If you've got any questions on that, by all means, ask away, and if I can answer them, I will. If there's any other pieces that I haven't covered that you want me to take a look at, are in and around these grades, do let me know and I'll have a look. If there's any of the earlier grades you want to have a look at, there's a playlist on my channel that has all of the first 3 grades, which isn't actually grade 1, 2 and 3, it's initial grade 1 and grade 2 all in one playlist, and I'm starting a new playlist now for I guess it's going to be 3, 4 and 5. Okay, thanks for watching guys. I hope this was beneficial. If you liked it, let me know, and I'll see you in the next piece, which I haven't glanced at yet, but it is Bossa Favor by Mike Osborne. So look for that, and thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.